This one is for all of us independent musicians to be able to get all of our royalties from IPRS and leave nothing at the table for the vultures who are getting rich and fat because you and I don't register our songs with IPRS. Namaste Internet, this is the Vipin Mishra project and I am super excited to bring to you TrackPay. TrackPay is an app where with a single click you can generate most of your metadata for a quick, easy and painless submission and registration of your song to IPRS. Now if any one of you has visited the IPRS page to register your songs, this is what you're going to see. I'm just going to log in with my own page to show you. This is your home screen, which is where you are brought to. Now if you got to register the song, you got to go to create work. Once you go to create work, you got to fill this entire form, which means work title, work type, genre, production title, intended purpose, release year, work duration, work language. Then there are other things such as alternate title. You got to select, this is a lot of stuff, and you've got to upload your file to their web page. You can then that's the upload file. You got to upload your file to the web page. You automatically are assigned as the composer author, as I am in this case, but you can add other people. You got to click proceed and you can add another person. You got to select his role and what percentage of share you want to add, and then you've got to select which DSP, and then you've got to give the links, and you can add performer, and you've got to write the name of the performer. If this is, let's say I've performed on the song, I can add that, and let's say let's add another performer. Let's say Mohit Chauhan sang on the song, so we add Mohit and we click add, and then you hit submit. Now this is the usual way in which you are supposed to submit your song for registration. Now as you can imagine, a lot of us think this process to be cumbersome, confusing and time consuming, and this is why we built TrackPay. All you need to use TrackPay are two things. The first is your IPI number and the second is your Spotify song link. That is it. So for your IPI number, go back to your IPRS account and you see here on the top left is the IPI name number. Now you can forget about the 2 zeros which are in the beginning. They are not part of a number. I'm not sure why IPRS adds it here. They'll know best. But all you got to do is take this number and I'm just going to copy it. And that's that. You are going to need this IPI number only once. Once you've registered, this IPI number is mapped to your account. Next, fire up Spotify on your desktop, go to the song that you want to register. I'm just going to take any one of our own songs, right click, share, copy link to song. I'm going to take this link and I'm going to copy it in the same document so that it's quick access. Alright, that's it. These are the only two things that you're going to need to use TrackPay. Now we simply go to trackpay.in, bam. This is the page which is going to do all of the magic for you. Okay, so in TrackPay, go to register, enter your email ID. Now make sure that this is the email ID that you have used to register yourself with IPRS. This is because IPRS mandates that you must use the same email ID. This will send an OTP to your registered email ID. Simply go back to your email, or if your browser is like mine, it is going to show up automatically. All you got to do is put in that OTP and boom, now you're inside TrackPay and this is your dashboard. You got to click on submit song. That is where it'll ask you for your IPI number because only members can submit song to IPRS. That's a given. Enter your IPI number, hit the search icon and boom, again your name which is associated with that IPI number and your role is automatically loaded. Now in case you are not a member of IPRS, no worries, just click on join IPRS and you'll get this form. Now in this form you fill in your first name, last name, your phone number, your email. You must fill in your state and your city because IPRS works based on regions and then they'll be able to assign your case to that region. So it's important that you fill your state and city and we will make sure that we send this to IPRS. Thereafter, you will have to follow up with IPRS on your own membership because we don't get into this part. Alright, but if you're not a member, leave your details here and we will forward it to IPRS. So now let's use TrackPay to submit our first song. Let me just show you how easy it is. Okay, so this is your TrackPay dashboard. You simply go to submit new song. It's going to ask you for your Spotify URL. We already had that copied from earlier, so we're going to copy it and we're going to paste it here and we're going to hit fetch metadata. Now this is not an edit, this is the actual time. Boom, it's already there. Metadata found, song details have been automatically filled from Spotify. What have we have? We've got the title, we've got the ISRC code, we've got the primary artist. If you've got featured artist, it'll fill that in for you. You've got the album, you've got the record label, you've got the release date, you've got the duration. Now from type, you've got to choose whether it's vocal or instrumental. Language, take your pick. This is an English song. Genre, don't be too picky about it. Just pick the one closest to it. We didn't want to make it complicated. This doesn't really matter. Go down, it will auto-populate the name and the IPI number that you use to create the account. So in my case, I am a composer and author, so it's auto-populated my name as both. But you can add, I can add a co-composer, whoever that might be. In this case, let me just try entering the name of the artist themselves. So I'm going to type in Siddharth Basrur. As I type in his name, our system is going to look him up on the IPRS database. Bingo. We've got Siddharth Basrur and his IP number has been auto-filled, and the split percentages are automatically split. Now if the songwriters are the same as the composer, all you've got to do is click here and it'll get auto-populated in the second section with splits automatically already there. If that is not the case, you are most welcome to edit it in any way that you want to. For the sake of example, let's assume Raj Shekhar wrote this song. So I just type Raj Shekhar, I find him, and he's assigned his share automatically. If there is a co-writer, you can add that. The splits get adjusted automatically. Now both the writers have a 12.5% share, as they should. Over here you enter your publisher's number. Let's assume that you release this with T-Series, which is Super Cassettes. You simply put that. The publisher's IPI number is also auto-populated. You hit verify details and it says verification successful. All you got to do is hit submit. One email along with the metadata sheet will come to you and the other will go to IPRS, and that is that. And we built another layer of verification, which basically means that unless and until you fill in all of the data that is required for your work registration to be complete, it won't go through. Yeah, if you click on verify details, it will show you what you need to complete. Now what happens if you don't have a publisher? If you don't have a publisher and the field is empty and you hit verify, then you'll see this pop-up. Now this pop-up clearly states, do you want standard royalties or do you want publishing plus? Standard royalties means these are the royalties which are owed to you as a composer author. You already filled in this cue sheet and you will get those royalties. Publishing plus means that not only do you get 100% of your composer and writer royalties, but you also get your publishing royalties. Now publishing royalties are 50% of all royalties, and you are leaving them on the table if you are not a publisher. So not only do you get 90% of your publishing royalties, which you did not have access to earlier, you get added to catalog for sync opportunities, you get 60% of all of the fees that a sync licensing might attract. You also get added to the playlist spot on Spotify. Kranti Records has a couple of playlists that are doing well. You get added to it. Now in case you choose standard royalties for some reason, you will see that the name of the composer and the writers is auto-populated as the publisher. However, the selection moves to non-member, which basically means you're not a member of IPRS as a publisher. You won't be getting those royalties because a lot of the independent artists that I know of are not publishing members. They're simply composer or author members of IPRS. If you choose Publishing Plus and you hit save, then you get this message which says, hey, smart choice, because it is. With TrackPay as your publisher, you will now unlock 90% of publishing royalties on top of 100% of your writer's share. So this means that if you were getting 50 out of 100 as a composer and author, you will now get 45 additional. So instead of getting 50, you'll now get 95. That is a huge jump. If you hit submit song after choosing the publishing plan, then you get this sort of a digital assignment deal in which you're assigning your publishing. It's all clear. It's all mentioned there that you retain 90% of all publishing, blah, blah, blah. You hit accept and that is it. Verification is successful and the song is submitted to IPRS, and so that's it. You've submitted your first song. It is as easy as that. Now here's the thing, if you choose Publishing Plus, then TrackPay guarantees that your song will be registered 100%. If you choose standard royalties, we still send you the metadata sheet and we still send IPRS the metadata sheet. But in this case, since we are not the publishers, we can't follow it up with IPRS on your behalf because only one of the right holders can follow up their song registrations with IPRS. That is what the law states. You can even download the Excel sheet, which is the metadata file that IPRS accepts, and this is what it'll look like. These are all the fields that we have taken from the URL. This is the format that IPRS accepts, and we've saved you the trouble to fill in all of this by pretty much a single click and syncing it with their database. Not only this, if you've made a mistake in your submission, you can hit the edit button. You can edit your submission in any and every way, and you can verify it and it will get saved. You can send it again and you can follow it up with IPRS. There you go. That is the email. This is the format in which you will receive it, and as you can see, the metadata sheet is attached at the bottom, and you have access to it. In the unlikely event of IPRS telling you that we cannot accept this work registration because it is not from our page, blah blah blah, I'm here to show you a little trick when it comes to using TrackPay. Here is what you should do. Now, in case you choose standard royalties for some reason, standard royalties are not the publishing plus, which basically means that we are not one of the right holders, and so we cannot represent you directly with IPRS. Okay, I don't see any reason why they should be rejecting this submission because it's coming from you who's a registered member. But if they do, I'm going to show you a trick on how to make it impossible for them to say no. Log in to your IPRS dashboard. You'll be somewhere here. Now, in the left column, you will have bulk works upload. Click this because this is the format that we have made our app output so that it matches whatever format IPRS has as their ingestion format, if that makes sense. The bulk works upload format will take you to this dialog box. In this dialog box, click browse. You already downloaded the file, and it says what is file name should contain only alphabet and numbers. The file name does contain only alphabet and numbers, but what they are probably trying to say is that it should not contain any spaces. Okay, anyways, that's simple enough. Click on the file and delete all the spaces that are in the middle. That should satisfy IPRS's format. Okay, anyways, let's try this again. Let's clear. Let's say browse. That is the metadata that we've extracted from TrackPay. We've uploaded it. It shows here. Now, what are we supposed to do? Add. Okay, it's added. Now you can see it here. Now you can see that this is added to your dashboard. So all you got to do is hit upload. And once you hit upload, under the action folder, you will see uploaded. There you go. Now this is 100% foolproof. You've still saved yourself a ton of time. You've simply taken the metadata file that we've extracted for you. You have to remove the gaps because that is IPRS's requirement. You put it here. You still saved a bunch of time. Now here's the thing, if you choose publishing plus, then TrackPay guarantees that your song will be registered 100%. This is a problem that I always felt was a very big one as an independent artist, and I'm very happy to be able to solve it for you all. This is a free to use platform at the moment, so I think this will catch on like wildfire. This was the need of the hour. It's free to use for everybody. We'll figure out how to justify the cost of using it. Maybe we'll put a donate button and you guys can contribute whatever you want to, but anyways, at the moment it is free. I hope to see a whole lot of you using TrackPay, sending out your sheets. Choose either of the plans. If you're the publishers, then we'll make sure it gets registered. Even if you're not, you have your metadata, you can follow it up with IPRS. Being a member, they are answerable to you. Use TrackPay and share it with every independent musician that you know of in this country. This will help them register their songs without any problem. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I give to you TrackPay. Get paid faster for your music. Just one single click and our AI instantly populates accurate metadata to register your music with IPRS effortlessly. This is the Vipin Mishra project. Very, very happy to bring to you TrackPay. See ya later. Keep making that music.